How's it going, everyone? I hope you're all having an amazing day. In this video, we're going to go over the Deadman Mode Apocalypse blog that was released, as well as this initial feedback response that was posted in regards to the blog. So this was announced, I want to say, in the beginning of the week, and I thought that they had announced the blog was coming out next week. So I'm actually late on this by a few days. I just now realized like 30 minutes ago that this is out. And I figured since we're going to be playing a ton of Deadman Mode Apocalypse as soon as this launches, that we ought to go through quickly, overview the blog as well as this initial feedback. This is the first that I'm looking at any of this, and I know I'm late here, so I'm not going to read through the whole thing. I'm just going to, breeze through any of the parts that I think are interesting and or important. Do me a favor, if this video helps you out at all, then help me out by hitting that like button. But let's go ahead and cut this plug and just jump right on into it. Every day at regular intervals, breaches appear around Gielinor. Think of a breach as a tear or gap in Gielinor's reality. Breaches can crop up Breaches crop up in any dangerous areas in the world, meaning anywhere PvP is enabled. Once a breach appears, boss monsters will begin pouring through and into the real world, likes of general. You got Bandos up in here, KBD, Jad. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be wild, bro. That does not sound good. That does not sound good. So they're basically describing what's going to happen in the end game here, and as well as like a mechanic that's going on throughout the season as well. Like last season of Deadman, they had like the alterations to combat and whatever with like the sigils or whatever. I forget what they were called. But this time, a few times per day, you'll be notified about breaches due to appear in the world. At the finale, breaches will appear all over the place. Bro, that sounds terrible. Combat bracket worlds. That's nice. That's nice. I like that, because before we were dealing, anybody from level 3 to 126 could be fighting, and I'm like, man, as soon as we get these bosses going and people are leveled up, it's just going to be run by clans, and that's still going to happen anyways. So, but they've got combat bracket worlds coming in. You can optimize for certain brackets. That's what I liked about the old bounty hunter crater, was being able to optimize for specific brackets inside of the crater. I'm still just stuck on what's going on with the finale, dude. Like, what in the world is it all multi-combat? Oh, that is just going to be so brutal. Level 3 to 50, you're looking at 10 times XP in combat and skilling. 51 to 70, still 10 times. You jump up to 15 times combat experience, 71 to 90. 91 to 110, the same. So you basically jump up to 15 times combat experience once you jump into the level 70 bracket. I'm not too worried about the quest unlocks per bracket. Sigils, are they going to bring sigils back? Okay, so they are bringing combat sigils back. Holy cow, this is going to be so wild, dude. When is this coming out? As you progress through the brackets, you have better chance of hitting a sigil. Makes sense. They've changed some of the utility sigils into utility items. They'll be obtained the same way, but you'll use them from your inventory without them using up one of your sigil slots. Here we go. Blighted weapons are something we're planning to experiment with for the first time. On obtaining a utility of advanced weaponry, name is not final, you'll be able to use it and receive a random blighted weapon. These are versions of pinnacle weapons like the Twisted Bow, Dragon Claws, Tumikin Shadow, etc. that aim to power you up in the short term. Any blighted weapons you have at the end of a season will be lost, meaning they won't be merged into permanent Deadman modes, if merging is something you'd like them to do. Of course, earning the normal equivalent of any of these items would allow for merging, blah blah blah. So blighted weapons are what? Just basically like another way to get dragon claws and stuff? But, oh, okay, but they're season specific. I can dig that, especially because you can get a free blighted weapon from that crate, bro. This one right here, this tier 3 utility, that'll be used the most right there. All right, let's go through the point system and rewards here. I'm a roller coaster with this one. I don't know how I feel about this season quite. I liked the 1v1 finale system, even though they could not get it down. I was really just hoping that they would. And for some reason, to me, just throwing in a ton of bosses on top of like multi-combat and all that is just gonna lead to an even worse finale. But let's go ahead and read through here. While we no longer have a 1v1 stage, we still have a finale, and we still have a last player standing. They still have a $25,000 prize pool as well, but they're going to be experimenting with distributing it a little bit differently this time around. They're going to give $500 to whoever deals the most damage to bosses during the finale on each of the 5 worlds, totaling $2,500. $500 will go to the last surviving player at the end of the finale on each of the 5 worlds, totaling $2,500. The remaining $20,000 will be split into 40 prizes worth $500 each and distributed among players who achieve the highest point tiers. I love that idea. I actually unironically love that idea. That is such a good idea. It's going to, wow, way to pull it together with the rewards, honestly. That's going to help with, there's going to be no real reason to DDoS, bro. $500 to DDoS is like nothing, but to get $500 as a single player just playing the mode, bro, is a nice little bonus, you know what I mean? This is spreading the prize out as far as they can. And man, dude, that's so smart. I really like how they're doing the prize pool. And it's gonna make it to where it's an actual like race too, bro. Not only race, but like sustainability race as well too. Man, I'm excited. That actually just made me a little bit excited, bro. It kind of puts that money on the line for everybody rather than just that money being on the line for top clans or anybody who's lucky enough to get carried in some way, shape, or form, right? Like, that is sweet. Apocalypse Adamant. 8 randomly selected winners in Adamant. 12 randomly selected winners in Rune. 15 random... I don't like that. Right back to... What, dude? You can't just have the top 5. Nah, bro. It should be top 40. They need to change that, and it should literally be the top 40 people. I understand how they're kind of trying to spread the prizes between the pools and give even that many more people at least an opportunity, but bro, that's making the game, that's making the rewards RNG. That's crazy, bro. You should definitely just have it to where the top 40 people are the ones who get the $500 prizes. That's what makes sense. Okay, let's go ahead and read their initial feedback here because they have posted. Oh look, and we already got prize pool, distribution, and competition. Almost said constipation. All right, $1,000 to the last player alive. I don't like that. We've removed $500 for the most damage dealt to bosses and rolled it into the survival bonus instead. We'll also be heavily toning down the number of monsters present during the finale, so it feels more like the multi-combat mayhem. Okay, and then $1,000 to 20 players based on point tiers, and we'll be adjusting the number of prizes going out to each tier. No. See, they don't understand what the problem with the prize pool is here. I don't think people would have complained even about the random $500 going to the most boss damage. Bro, it's the fact that you could be number 1. You could be rank 1 in Deadman at the end, right? And still not be one of the 5 players chosen for the money, which is just absolutely cool. That's crazy, bro. They're gonna give blighted weapons a reduced damage output compared to their proper counterparts. That's brutal. Like, why? And even with them getting knocked down, breaches are their only source. And that's about it. I mean, we're not hearing about a release date at all, or at least I'm not seeing one. But hey, at least they're trying something new. It definitely seems like what they're trying to do with the finale is going to prevent DDoSing at all, you know? So there shouldn't be a big DDoSing problem with the finale. My biggest concern is that with their prize pool, they don't seem to understand what the problem is, which is the fact that the top 40 players should get 500 each, and it should literally just be the top 40 players. There shouldn't be RNG involved with playing a competitive game mode for a prize. Does that make sense? That's like saying if you're playing ALGS after 10 games, if you've managed to reach the point cap, because if you don't know how ALGS works, which is Apex Legends competitive scene, you have to get to like 50 points and then win a game. So like you're not eligible to win the entire tournament until you reach 50 points, and even after you reach 50 points you have to win a game. So a lot of the times it comes down to where it's like 4 or 5 or 6 teams have 50 points, and any one of those teams, if they win the next game, they win the entire tournament. So putting all of this prize money up to RNG would be like saying, oh, after 10 games, if X amount of teams are at the 50 point cap, we're just gonna pull one from the hat and call them the winners, right? That's absurd, bro. That makes absolutely no sense. And you know, RuneScape's a little bit different, and the way these Deadman modes work is a little bit different as well. You got problems like you can have people reaching the max amount of point cap for the Deadman, right? And then essentially being at the point where it's like there are 25 people who all have the same number of points, or let's say there are 50 people. Sorry, my last example didn't make sense. Let's say there are 50 people that have the same number of points at the end of the season, then you can't just really pick 40 out of the 50, which is why they might be doing it in the sense of they're like, hey, we're gonna pick 5 people of the top 25, pull your name from a hat. That seems crazy to me. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. I'm excited regardless for the season to come out. Should be some good fun. I always enjoy playing the Deadman mode seasons, even though the finales always get messed up and whatever. It's just the thrill of competition in the sense of danger and the high risk, high reward is why I love playing RuneScape anyway. So Deadman is right up my alley. I'm going to be streaming at Deadman whenever it comes out live right here on YouTube. So keep an eye out for that. But that's all the information that I have to go over in this video. I hope you guys all have an amazing day. I'm out.